All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, Erica. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be able to chat with you for a little bit. And I know that it's super quiet for you right now, and there's not much else going on. So
Oh my goodness. We are very excited about the busy season. But yes, it is kicking our tushies right now. It's great.
that's
It's the
good.
time of year. It's the season.
So, for everybody that's watching along, will you tell everybody who you are, where you're located, and a little bit about how your business is structured?
So I am Erika Clark. I own the Pod Photography in Los Angeles, California. And we specialize in kids and families and first birthdays and all those fun things.
Hmm.
And our real kind of specialty here at the studio is custom set design. So I create really elaborate sets in any type of theme or hobby or things like that for our families. And people love them for first birthdays and for newborn. So I'm always making little tiny miniature things. So
Hmm.
that's what I do all day is take pictures and design sets.
That's awesome. And what happens to be on the walls behind me today?
Those would be pictures that I have taken.
They are. Like I was saying, you're famous around here. You're going to have to come visit us someday.
It's lovely how you hung them up 5 minutes before our call. No, I'm just kidding.
So, how long have you had the studio, Erica?
So I started the studio in 2008, so it's been almost 15 years.
Okay, awesome. And how many locations have you bumped to? Because I know where you're at now. Like, how many spots before that?
So this is my third studio. I've been here in this space for about 12 years. I just kept kind of outgrowing each space.
Hmm.
And now we're in a beautiful, it's a 2,000 square foot space with shooting area, a client lounge, sales room, production area, makeup area.
Hmm.
So yeah, we have a great space right now. Been here 12 years.
And lots of really cool prints on the walls too.
Oh, I mean, how else am I supposed to sell wall art if I'm not showing it? So yes,
That's right.
every square inch of this space has a framed or metal or canvas piece of wall art.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I just have a few questions for you today. And you have a very unique style of owning, operating, being involved in your business. And I've been lucky enough to be able to work with you for several years now. And I can remember one of our very first conversations. You were like, I want to be able to run my business like a CEO. I feel like I'm getting pulled into the day to day things. And that began a huge conversation. And I can remember, throwing out the offer of, we can do calls, we can, try to help with that stuff and coach a little bit. And I can remember your answer after I chased you, for a couple months. And you're like, clearly, I need to do this because I've been avoiding it, you
And
know?
I really don't want to. I don't, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get caught in the day to day. It's easy
Hmm.
to do thing and live in your own bubble. And so, yes, shaking things up, with you has been an incredible experience for us. And it totally, I mean, priceless, invaluable, but the greatest thing ever. Um, but yes, shaking things
Yes.
up. It is
Hmm.
good.
It is good. It is good. So, over the years in your business and the experiences that you've had with successes and with failures, I mean, we all have them. What has been one of your most successful plans that you've implemented? Could be marketing, could be your set design, could be something that sets you apart. Like, what if you were going to say, what's this really strong puzzle piece that I put in and it made everything click? What would that thing be, Erica?
So I would honestly say um, that having a unique product is the one way that I'm able to charge, a premium for my services over anyone else. So the first step is when I started my business, I purposefully decided to open a studio versus, shoot out of my house or shoot at parks and things like that, because my philosophy was I would rather compete with the 3 to 5 other studios in Los Angeles versus the
Hmm.
3 to 500 moms with cameras. So that was my first thing that I personally decided was I wanted to have a studio and kind of compete in a smaller pond.
Yep.
And then the second thing is we do charge a huge premium. We are one of the most expensive studios in Los Angeles because A, we're the best, but
Yep.
my work does not look like anyone else's. You will go on my website, you can love it, you can hate it, but no one else is going to do it. We create these amazing sets. I spend hours on excruciating details so that the sets are perfect. We have balloons included. We work with an amazing bakery. So what I would say is if you have a product that's unique, you can charge whatever you are worth
Mhm.
because they cannot go anywhere else. If
Right.
your photos, which often I hear, oh, newborn photography all looks the same, but yours looks really different. So if you were to get the same photo from 5 other photographers, of course, the natural reaction is, let me just go with the least expensive person. So that would be my biggest advice is create a style that is truly unique and
Mhm.
authentic to you so that you can charge what you're worth.
Yeah, definitely. And along those lines, you have gotten a lot of recognition from outside of the industry for your unique set designs, correct?
Yes, we've been lucky to be featured on in some magazines and blogs, and even a
Mhm.
couple TV shows. So
Mhm.
yes, it's been pretty cool. We get some recognition here and there.
Uh-huh. And you get an outlet that isn't involving a camera. It's the design side of it. Like I know I've talked to you about this a million times, but I'm going to mention again, your Oval Office one that you did. You know, it's just incredible. I mean, you had a Resolute desk for crying out loud. You know, I don't know how you do it.
Yes, some days I'm like, where do I find the time for this? And the answer
Right.
is between 8 and 10
And
o'clock
being a
after the
wife and a
kids go.
mother and a
Uh,
business owner and having a staff, yeah, I when
but
you find an answer for that question, let me know.
the truth is that I love it. And that's where finding a style that's authentic. I love it. I nerd out on like, how can I find the perfect desk? How can I mean, I looked at so many photos of the Oval Office of the Obama era because that's what they wanted. And it was
Mhm.
like, okay, how do I get the painting that's on the wall to the left? How do I get this? And again, that's the answer. I love it. Someone else would be, going out of their mind looking at these details. I think it's really fun. So
Yeah.
it's just who I am.
So tell us about what's to come for the next year. I know you are a planner. Anytime that I ask you a question about a number or a forecast or a goal, you 9 times out of 10 you have the answer, which is probably reverse for most people, you know, to be quite honest. So as you're looking at next year, and I know what your goal has been for several years, what's on your agenda? Because we're getting close to the end of the year here. Like what's coming?
Well, for the end of the year, it's staying alive through multiple photo shoots a day.
Not
Um,
dying.
not dying. Um, but I'm actually really excited about next year. It has taken me several years to find a replacement for my associate photographer who was with me for 9 years. So I finally found a really amazing associate photographer who's been with us a few months.
Yeah.
And next year, she's just going to hit the ground running with a lot of things that we haven't done in the past, because obviously I've been only one person, one photographer. I can't do every genre.
Mhm.
Um, and so we're going to add in things like boudoir photography, couples portraits. She's really excited to add in older girls. I don't generally photograph like 10-year-old girls or girls for their quinceañeras or things like that. So we're
Yep.
going to add in a lot more products. So going
Okay.
forward in January in our slow season, we're going to be doing a lot of test shoots, model shoots, and things like that to build our portfolio with older kids, older families, because my company has been known as kind of like the baby photo studio.
Mhm.
And so we want to get some more older families with older kids on the website so that we can attract that market too. So
Yeah, definitely.
broadening our services is how we're going to make it next year.
And I can tell the way that you're talking about that you're going to do it.
You're excited.
I am excited. I mean, that's
Mhm.
the thing. I love business. I love playing in business. I, I like it as much as the photography aspect.
Yeah, definitely. So since you brought up staff, People who are watching along are probably thinking, oh my gosh, here's this person that has, the business put together, it's running, she's successful, but staffing has been tough. And you've learned some lessons, and some of them the hard way,
Absolutely. 2019 December, we ended on such a high note. I had a staff of 4. We kicked butt with our holiday season. And then obviously a couple months later when COVID hit, everything crashed. All my employees quit. It was crazy. And, it's one of those things that even in the moment, I felt really grateful for it because it forced me to reassess my business, reassess my priorities, reassess my time now that I was the only photographer. And I was editing all the jobs myself. I was retouching myself. And then I finally did build my staff up. But, one of the things that the staffing issues and having to have me step in the most more has really taught me is to really prioritize my personal values. And one of my personal values was eliminating location shoots. I used to do them because people asked, but that meant that at 7 o'clock at night, I'm on the beach, taking pictures, missing my family. And so that was one of my choices is I got rid of location sessions to help with kind of my time management. And then also weekends. We are only open one weekend a month. And I will tell you, every weekend, someone reschedules or cancels because they forgot a soccer game or the kid is sick or something. So weekends are, they're valuable for me. I want to go to birthday parties. I want to, so.
You want to sit on a cool rooftop down by the beach.
And have dinner.
I just want to relax.
Right.
So, to me, the staffing issues have really been like, okay, so how am I going to take charge of my life instead of kind of being a victim to everybody wanting my attention and wanting my time? So, but yes, it has now been a couple years, but we are fully staffed back up. I have an amazing team right now. We are just like jamming. So,
that's awesome.
Hopefully we're on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a topic that we quite literally could talk about for hours, but I'm gonna jump over a bunch of stuff and go into the team that you have now and your way to motivate and inspire your staff, because that can be challenging. So how do you do that, Erika? I know how you motivate yourself because you're all about business. Your business first, photography second, or close in there, if I was going to make an assumption. But with your staff, how do you do that?
That is a great question because I will tell you, as a perfectionist, my instinct is always to point out the negative. And I have literally daily talks with myself to inspire the staff and keep them motivated versus pushing them down because I'm such a perfectionist and like, hey, you didn't do that right. So some of the ways, just yesterday, we set a goal for ourselves. And I said, all right, we have 4 ordering appointments today. Here's our goal for the day. It's a stretch. So look through everyone in the past who's, maybe was considering upgrading something or, who might be booking, but they haven't. So both of my team members, they went through old orders and they tried to find places where we could make that goal for the day. And I was like, look, you guys make it. We get a big bonus. Everybody gets big bonuses.
Nice.
So I'll play games like that of setting goals. And that is fun because everyone gets excited about competition.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure.
That's a great way. And I consciously try and take time out to give them praise. One of my girls, I checked the cameras this morning because I was like, why is the alarm not on? And she was here at 7:30 in the morning because she was hustling. And so, I went out of my way to say thank you. And those things are small, but they are appreciated.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, I can say for a fact, from working here and being, having my career with White House, it's not all about money. It's about, people saying thank you and that was a great job. Thanks for, going above and beyond. And I can, without really knowing your new staff that well, I guarantee you that makes a difference.
Yeah, and last week I got a really cute jacket for myself that I liked, and then I was like, you know what, my staff would like this jacket too, and I surprised them a couple days ago and got them all like really cute little jackets, and they were like, oh my God. So I'm always, or like on the Friday when a client reschedules or we have like an hour, I'm like, let's order in lunch. And I do believe that those little things, and we make time for time outside of work. Like we go out for dinner sometimes, we'll have pool parties at my house. So I try and do things outside of work and just surprise and fun things. But the answer is be nice to your staff and appreciative and
yeah, and good things will come from it, definitely. So the vast majority of photographers that I know across the US, and I know a lot of them, have a very strong reason why they do what they do. What's yours? What's your why, Erika?
What is my why? That is a great question. My real passion, and it kind of extends beyond photography. Photography is just kind of my vehicle, is I love to create experiences for people. And that extends in my photography where I love to create the set. I love to create the mood, the lighting, the posing. Like I love to curate experiences. And it just gets me excited. It gets me excited to show someone an amazing picture that just came fully out of my mind that now exists because of my energy and work, and to have them excited about that.
Totally.
I bring that into photography. I also love to throw parties. So I love to throw huge parties. Next weekend, I'm throwing my daughter's 5th birthday party. I've got real unicorns coming, and like a million things. Like I love to create experiences for people.
Wait,
So
real unicorns?
real unicorns, of course. I mean, all right, ponies, they will be walking around and giving these kids rides. Let me tell you.
That's awesome.
And I can totally see that with you. I mean, with your set design, there has to be a tremendous amount of pride that you have looking at the finished images and knowing that you designed that from start to finish.
Absolutely. Yes, I love to create those finished pieces. And, I also love my clients. I mean, after 15 years, it is so cool. Even yesterday, I had a client come in. They brought their 3rd child in for their newborn photos. Their oldest is 9. And, it's so special. It's honestly an honor that people trust me with their memories and their once in a lifetime moments, and getting to know them. And, it's funny because with my staff being a little bit new right now, I know every client coming in. I'm like, all right, so she's going to be late and she's going to be really stressed and she's going to want a cappuccino. And then she doesn't care if the kids look at camera. She wants this. And, it occurred to me how cool that is, that I genuinely know these clients. And I've become part of their families, and it's just very cool. So that's also the motivator is, I like my staff, my clients. They're cool.
Yeah, for sure. And that's that inside track and knowing that about them. That's really cool because that's like a relationship with your doctor, or somebody that you start with and you go, potentially your whole life. So that's really cool. So in all your years of business, Erika, and I will commend you on how you run your business. It's you do it very well, and you never sit back and settle. You're always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And if you don't, then I poke you a little bit and get you going. But in that time and thinking back over the years, like, what would be the thing that you'd be like if somebody that you knew was starting a business, a photography business, and you're like, this is my piece of advice for you. Definitely do this, or definitely don't do this. Like what comes to mind for that? Is there something specific? And it can be on either side of the aisle there?
So obviously my first piece of information or of advice would be to create a product that's unique.
Hmm.
My second piece of advice would be to come out charging a fair amount of a fair amount for your services,
Hmm.
because it is really hard if a new photographer, you do a photo shoot for someone for $200 one year, the next year you're like, it's going to be $800, and they say no thank you. So I
Right.
think to me, to start charging kind of what you're worth,
Hmm.
um, is the best way to start, because then at least you're getting the right clients,
Right.
and you're not going to exhaust yourself and go out of business because you are doing 10 photo shoots a day at $200 with digital files included.
Yeah.
um, so that would be advice.
That's a great piece of advice, because I have multiple conversations with people that have started off the opposite of that, because for whatever reason, there's a strong belief that you have to start off cheap, and you have to undercut to get business, which that only comes back to bite you later, because it's really hard to transition those clients, and being a a pleaser or a warm fuzzy personality. It's hard to say, okay, this is where I'm at now, and turn those people away or have them be like, yeah, I can't work with you anymore. That's hard, you know. So that's a great piece of advice, and I'm glad that you said that, because nobody else has said that so far.
So.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time out today. I know that you have a session in like 2 minutes from now. So, yeah, just that. Well, it's always good to chat with you. And thank you again, Erika. And congratulations on your success and all the good that's coming in the future for you.
Thank you, Matt. Always a pleasure speaking with you. And, we were singing the praises of White House a few minutes before, just totally unrelated to this. We were talking about the amazing service we've been getting recently, because we had a turkey order come in yesterday, and we've been
Hmm.
talking to everyone about it. And we were like, they are so great. That White House, we love White House.
Well,
So,
that's good. We
well,
love
we
you
really
too.
appreciate you guys as well.
Awesome. Well, have a great day and enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Eric. Goodbye.